Sales Factory. I'm your host, Coach Carroll. You're watching live right here on Facebook. You're catching the replay on YouTube. We drop that every Friday. Make sure you're on YouTube, subscribe up. Today, we're talking about how significant is networking in business or for entrepreneurship primarily. So we've got 4 things I'm going to cover with you today. We're going to be talking about what is networking, why is networking important to your business, how do you find people to network with, like where the hell are the networkers, and I'm not talking about the ones that send you emails about tummy tuck tea, neither, and the do's and the don'ts of networking. So hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you. Hopefully you've been following the stream right here on the Coach Carroll page and getting plenty of your Monday motivation. We drop that every week for you on all my social media platforms. Remember, you can find me on all platforms, hashtag Coach Carroll, Carroll with 2 R's and 2 L's. But yeah, we're going to be talking about networking today. And for those of you listening to the podcast, certainly appreciate you. I know some of you have messaged me about iTunes. We're having a little hiccup with iTunes right now from where season 1 used to be hosted with another company. So now we're trying to get season 2 rolling. So Andy has assured me should have an answer by the end of the week on that. Right, Andy? So networking, right? Let's talk about networking. For me, it comes very natural. I'm a very outgoing person, so it's easy for me. But I know most of the times you're nervous, right? You go to a networking event and you're like, what the hell do I do? Maybe you're not even sure what a networking event is or how to find one. I'm going to cover all of that for you today right here in the Sales Factory. So if you're feeling it, if you like the information, if you're catching this on replay here on Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're loving it. And then make sure to drop in a comment where you're from. I always like seeing where our viewers are coming from. So drop us a comment, let us know that. So what is networking? What exactly is networking? Networking is basically communicating with other people, in the IT world and the Internet of Things and all this. Network is communication between 2 devices, right? So networking in business is no different. It's communication between 2 people. You could be having coffee with one other person and you're still networking. It's all about figuring out who's a good fit for not only to be a customer, but maybe a referral partner, or hell, maybe just a friend. I think that networking is something that entrepreneurs should do more often. You should have more meetings. The shift that you're going to go through is you're going to have more time than you have money in the beginning, right? So you have like a whole bunch of time, you're going to have a little bit of money. As business changes and you grow, those will switch out and you'll have more money than you have time. And then networking will then effectively become inefficient for you. You'd be better off actually hiring someone to go network. To meetings, right? We're talking about to general meetings. And now this could be anything, right? You could be trade associations, local chamber of commerce. You could check out the Rotary Club. You could be networking at schools, college and career days. Here's the other thing. You could just be networking in the community. A lot of people don't realize that your network that you build has to be somewhat strategic. And then I'm going to put this caveat on the end. The real key to networking is getting more than you ask for from the person, right? So like I'm always just trying to find how can I deliver value, okay? And I'm going to give you a couple little tips that you can use at networking events here at the end. But in essence, networking is the action of going out and communicating with other human beings that may have like similar taste or interest or involvement within a said topic, right? So we're a member of the National Apartment Association through EasyPro, right? My startup company. So we go to Louisville Health Thursday. We've got the Cincinnati Trade Show. I'm gonna be headed to Detroit to talk to an association up there, the Fleet Wash Academy. Like I'm going to do a keynote and I'll network with all the people there, because the key to networking is not who you know, it's who knows you. That's the trick. The trick is, are you at a level where you can walk into a room and say, what's up? And everybody's like, there's that guy. That's the holy grail, because if you can get to that point, then people will start to give you referrals. They'll start to recommend you. They'll start to spread your praises and tell other people who you are, just because they know you and you stay. We talk about this all the time, TOMA, top of mind aware, right? Your marketplace has to stay aware of you at all times, because when they enter the marketplace and decide to go buy a product, service, or an idea, you need to be the person that they think of. So that's networking, and kind of sums it up in a shell. And if you're liking this, make sure you hit that share button here on Facebook. Share it out if you're watching this on YouTube as well. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. All right, so why is networking important to my business? This is a question that my team put on here for me. You have to understand something, that people, and I learned this from Grant Cardone, if people don't know who you are, they can't spend their money with you, right? Sounds like a novel concept, but a lot of us don't get it. A lot of us think that we're just going to sit by the phone and wait for it to ring, and when it rings, then we're going to make a sell, right? Doing outbound activities will dramatically increase your success in business. Here's what I mean by that. Outbound activities, networking, right? Going and talking to somebody. Well, if that's networking, well, wouldn't a cold call be networking as well? If it's a one-to-one communication, I would call cold calling in its own little way networking. You also have to realize that when you go to these events, be strategic with who you talk to, okay? So, why is networking important for your company? If there's someone I want to get a meeting with, if there's someone that I personally need to meet to further on our path for either Carroll Media, with our ad tech business, or with my coaching business, with online training stuff, or with Easy Pro, if I find an event where a person will be at that I need to make a connection with, I'm going to go there. Because guess what? I don't have to cold call them. I don't have to cold email them. I don't have to send them chocolates in the mail. All I have to do is show up and say, hey, aren't you Jim Smith? Yeah, I am. Hey, fantastic. DJ Carroll, nice to meet you. Oh, hey, DJ, what do you guys do? Boom, now I'm in. And now when you go follow up, now when you make the phone call or the cold dial, you can tell Jim's assistant, Shirley, when Shirley answers the phone, says, thanks for calling Jim Smith's office. This is Shirley. Can I help you? You say, yeah, Shirley, it's DJ. I met Jim at the Ink Awards last night. He told me to follow up with him. I was wondering, could you schedule a follow-up meeting with him? Or would I be better off just emailing him directly? And what that script does is it lowers Shirley's guard, because she's like, oh, well, he met with Jim. Jim told him to follow up, which all networking people, all you have to do is say, hey, is it cool if I follow up with you? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm following up with him. Now Shirley's got two options here, right? Shirley can say, well, I either schedule the appointment. Jim doesn't really like that because I don't really know what he's got going on. Or I can just give this guy his email address and he can follow up with him, right? So now you can follow up via email and try to set that appointment. Networking is important because it's the foundational building blocks of the relationships that you need to be able to level up in your success. Say that again. Networking is important because it's the foundational building block relationships that you need to level up your success. So where can you network, right? Like how do you find these places to network? We'll talk about the traditional ones first, right? And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but you're talking about associations, trade organizations, chamber of commerce, rotaries, network events. You don't even have to be a member of them. YPAL is a great Young Professionals Association of Louisville is here in Louisville. Shout out to YPAL. But also you have to realize that there's organizations that put on events you don't even have to be members to. It's going to maybe cost you $10 to get in, but you can go and reap the rewards of networking with that group of people, never have to become a member. I don't recommend that. I recommend you find some place you put some roots down, become a member, and actively work the membership. The other trick is this: spend more time networking at your clients' associations than you do at your own. And what I mean by that is I don't go, actually, I've never even been to an advertising association meeting. Couldn't tell you when the next one is. Might go to one eventually, maybe to recruit people, but I look and see where my clients go. Where would my prospective clients be at? That's where I want to go to. That's the meeting I want to get the ticket to. That's where I want to invest my time. Okay. So figuring out where it is that your clients spend more time networking in those events than you would in your own organization. I'll tell you a funny story. Easy Pro, when I was very first started selling to the multifamily industry, I joined the apartment association in Cincinnati. I met a guy by the name of Dustin. He's a good friend now. He was a property manager at the time. And I went to him and I was like, hey, Dustin, nice to meet you. Yada, yada. Started building a relationship. And I had lunch several times. Took me 3 years before I could submit a proposal that they would consider. But the year I submitted it, that relationship panned out. We wound up closing a 6-figure contract with that management company. So it takes time for these things to falter. This networking isn't something that you can just punch in and punch out. Right? You can't just come in and just leave with like buckets full of money. What you can do is leave with buckets full of people. And those people, if you'll use them like seed, you can plant them and water them and tend to them, and they'll flourish into a legitimate relationship that is then fruitful for the both of you. Let's talk about a second place you can network, social media. A lot of people get Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these social media platforms. They get them so confused because they think that they're convoluted, something way bigger than they're supposed to be or what they actually are. It's only a place online for people to network and hang out. That's it. It's just like Amazon's nothing more than a big box retailer, but it lives online. We are going through a change right now in the world. Everything is going online. And if you were at CES, a consumer electronics show, you saw that like the Internet of Things was the big thing, right? Like virtual reality, like everything is coming online. And what that means is that you need to start looking and figure out what is it that you might be missing that's already online that you could utilize. Might be networking, right? I can go on LinkedIn and just go hunt for contacts. I can spend 5 hours on LinkedIn tonight and fill my pipeline completely. But you're afraid that someone's going to say no to you. That's the real problem with networking. That's the problem that you're facing, whether you understand that you have that challenge or not. You're simply fearful of the result of reaching out, talking to a stranger, asking that stranger to either have coffee with you or meet with you. And here's the other thing. Most of you get so fucking scared that you just piss down your leg in the first message. And what I mean by that is proverbially writing a message like this to me on LinkedIn saying, hi, how are you? This is my name. This is where I'm from. This is the company I work from. And then you give me a 19-line sales pitch. Like, I've never met you before in my life. You can't just come in and pitch cold like that. You just you burn the opportunity, man. You have to take time. Like, we live in a world that is so instantaneous. But check this out. With technology, your ability to say hi, hello, and then that's it, like wait for a response. You don't have to make that pitch. Here's what you can do. You can get on Instagram or LinkedIn, and you can go find the people you want to do business with. And you can DM them and say, hey, my name's DJ. Nice to connect with you. Saw that you are now working at XYZ company. What exactly do you do there? Send. Copy, go to the next one, paste, send, copy, paste, send, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. First line of communication, done. Now all you gotta do is wait for them to respond. And then guess what? Now they're qualified. And don't pitch after that. Take another conversation, right? Start another conversation. Oh, fantastic. How long have you been in New Hampshire? That's it. And then they respond. And it's okay to wait a day to respond. Like, you can take 10, 15 days to close a deal over social media. And it's like magic. I mean, it's amazing because people will begin to know you and they'll like you and they'll trust you. So I highly recommend that you use social media to network, but just like you wouldn't walk up to me at the bar at a regular networking event and try to pitch me cold turkey, don't try to do that on social media. It doesn't work. So social media in organizations, and then here's the other thing: network within your own inner circle. Mastermind alliance. Napoleon Hill talks about this in Think and Grow Rich. He says that the mastermind alliance is when two minds work harmoniously together to vibrate towards a forward progress goal that mutually benefits both or all parties involved. So what that means is that if you and three other people can get together and you guys talk and you mastermind, solve a greater problem that all three of you are dealing with, that's networking. But you're also enacting a mastermind alliance, which allows you to have breakthroughs. You'll have breakthroughs because when you're in the middle of the woods, you can't see the whole forest, right? You guys have all heard that. There's another saying that you can't see the whole picture when you're in the frame. You need to change your frame of reference. So by giving and taking from different people, you can network and effectively grow your business without making it sell, because you're now trying to help all parties involved. So cool little thing there to take away with that. The do's and the don'ts of network. We kind of already talked about that. Don't be over the top pitchy. Don't be annoying. Nobody wants to just meet you and buy something from you. Set follow-up meetings. If you go, your job is to collect the business cards of the decision makers that you want to work with, right? Like this, networking events are about getting you access that you couldn't get on your own. You're not going to be able to call Jim's office and just slide your way straight in there. Trust me, you're not that good at cold calls. You're going to need to use some networking to help you, and then you can slide past the gatekeeper to be able to set that appointment or to get that call scheduled with that guy. Networking's huge, man. A lot of big accounts I've closed from networking. I enjoy it. I love meeting new people. One of our graphic designers I met at a networking event. So I'm on the hunt now, because I'm trying to find people that have hustle in them, have that sense of urgency, that they want to grow and be a part of something bigger than themselves. I go to networking events to find those people, because those are the people that I want on my team. Those are the people we need on our team. So you can use networking to recruit other people as well as sell. So, but again, don't be that cheesy, salesy, over the top, pushy person. So, quick little announcement before we bounce. If you guys haven't picked up the Tactical Grind, I'm calling it my album. I don't know what else it is. It's a set of videos. It's 10 videos that talk about the 10 things I think you need to know to maximize your entrepreneurial performance. So you can check that out at coachcarroll.com/grind. Let me put this up on the screen for you real quick. .com/ There it is. You can check that out, carroll.com/grind. It gives you free access. It doesn't cost anything. This is a project that I worked on for almost a year now. Got that thing launched about a week and a half ago. So I'm really excited about it. I think it'll change your life. I think it'll help you get over some of the hurdles that you may be facing right now, some of the obstacles that you're facing, and give you some answers, give you a little bit of motivation to inspire to be more and to continue to grow. You know, I listened to Jim Rohn in the morning when I work out, and this morning he said, you know, how big does a tree grow? As big as it can. You don't ever stop growing. Like a tree doesn't stop growing. It sends its roots as deep as it possibly can. It shoots its branches as high as it possibly can, and it grows as many leaves as it possibly can. So take that away with you this week. Become that tree, grow to your full potential. Try to figure out how you can either set roots deeper down in the ground, how you can spread your branches out wider, or produce more leaves to help yourself grow. But you got to keep growing. It is the absolute pinnacle of our life. We grow all the way up until the day that we die, and then it's over. So understand that time is going to come for all of us. Not going to get doom and gloom on you here at the end of the sales factory, but I want you to understand that time is of the essence. Don't waste it. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, an ambition, you want to do something, go chase it, because I promise you that worst case scenario that's in the back of your mind is really not that worst case after all. It can always be worse. You guys have a fantastic Monday. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much. Make sure you hit the like button, the share button, subscribe over on YouTube, get subscribed in on SoundCloud, the podcast, wherever you can find it at. Make sure you get this message every week right here in the Sales Factory. I'm Coach Carroll. It's been awesome.